Okay, so we're going to finish up the last part of 1.3.4 by creating this screwdriver holder or screwdriver case. So go ahead and create a new design. And you could just go ahead and choose part design. Fusion 360 just updated mine. I'm not sure if yours is updated yet, but this is what, when you create a new design, this is what it's going to look like. So go ahead and create new. And we're going to start by creating a sketch. And we're going to select the top plane. Let's go ahead and save it. Click File, Save. Navigate to your 1.3.4 folder. And let's call it Screwdriver Base. And we're going to start by creating a polygon. Choose Circumscribed. Let's make the whole thing about 2 inches. Press your Tab key. Change it to 5 sides. Press your Enter key. The next thing we want to do is we want to rotate this point so that it's vertical. So we're going to choose the horizontal vertical constraint. And I'm going to choose the origin and then that point, and then it should align it so that it's vertical. Next step, in your book, it tells you that it wants you to extrude the bottom, and we want it to be tapered at an angle of 45 degrees. So go ahead and finish your sketch. And click on your extrude button. In your extrude panel or palette, change the tapered angle to 45 degrees. And we're going to extrude it down about a 1/2 inch. The next step is we're going to create another polygon. So we're going to create a new sketch. We're going to choose the top plane again. Create another polygon. Make it circumscribed. Start from your origin again. And we're going to make this one 2 inches as well. Press your tab, choose 5 sides, then press Enter. And we're going to follow the same process. We're going to use the horizontal vertical constraint. Accept your sketch. We're going to click Extrude. And we're going to extrude that one up to about let's go about 2 inches. And then we're going to click OK again. Next step. This is something a little bit different that we haven't done before. We are going to construct an offset plane. So take your mouse, go up to Construct, and choose Offset Plane. We want to click the top plane once again, and we want to offset it about 1 inch. Actually, let's make it about a 1/2 inch. So the only thing, an offset plane basically creates another plane above it. So therefore it's offset. So I'm going to accept the offset plane. Now the next thing we need to do is we need to figure out what's the center of this for the next thing. So take your mouse, we're going to create a new sketch. And we're going to choose that top offset plane that we just created. Click your line tool, and what we're going to do is we're going to create construction lines. So I'm going to, inside my sketch palette, I'm going to choose construction. And what I want to do, actually, let me go back. We need to do something else before we do that. We're going to go to create, and we need to project the edges from the previous sketch that's underneath the offset plane. We need to project it up onto this sketch. So you're going to click each of the edges. Oops, turn that off. And then we're going to accept, or click OK to accept that projection. And let me move this over so I can see it a little bit better. So I'm going to rotate everything around. And so the next thing we want to do is, again, just like before, we want to find the center. So I'm going to click the line tool. I'm going to make sure my construction lines are selected. And I'm going to find the center. And I know I have the center because that little triangle appears along with that little X. And I'm going to go from the center of this line that I projected up down to this corner. I'm going to do the same thing over here. So now I know that's where that line bisects. And I'm going to find the center here. And I'm going to press escape to turn that off. And it doesn't look like it gave me construction lines, so I'm going to try that again. So I'm going to click on this line to select. Actually, let me see if I can select all three of them at the same time. And then I'm going to choose construction lines. So this assures that this is the center. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to choose a center diameter circle. And I'm going to click to where each of those lines intersect. And I'm going to make it 2.5. Let's see. Actually, I don't like the size of that. Let's go see what 3 looks like. Let's do 3.5. Okay, so I'm going to use 3.5. And I'm going to press enter to accept it. Now, if I was to take a look at my circle from the side, you can see it's on the offset plane right above. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to accept my sketch. Take my mouse over here, and I'm going to choose Create. And I'm going to choose loft. And I'm going to select my circle that's on the offset plane. And I'm going to choose the top of my pentagon that I created previously. And make sure my operation says join. And I'm going to click OK. So I just created a loft. The next thing I want to do is I want to extrude this part up. So I'm going to take my mouse and I'm going to click extrude. And I want to extrude that up to maybe about, let's see what 2 inches looks like. Yeah, 2 inches is going to be too tall, I believe. So let's make it 1.5, see what that looks like. Okay, so we're going to select 1.5, and we're going to click OK. Now, the next thing we want to do, I want to choose top, and we need to create some holes in here. So I'm going to create a new sketch, and I'm going to choose the top plane again, and center diameter circle, and I'm going to go to the origin, and I'm going to make that 0.5. Next out, center diameter circle again, and I'm going to create another circle. I'm going to make that smaller, let's call it 0.25. I'm going to press enter to accept it. Now, what we want to do is we want to create a pattern of 5 circles around the center circle. So I'm going to choose create, and I'm going to choose circular pattern. For the object that I want duplicate circles of, I'm going to choose the small circle. And the center point, I'm going to click select, and then I'm going to choose the circle in the middle. And I want 5. Click OK. And I'm going to finish my sketch. Now, what we want is we want each of these to be blind holes. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to select each of my circles. I'm going to choose extrude. And let me turn so we can see it. And I'm going to choose cut. I'm going to reselect my circles here. And I'm going to extrude it down. And I'm going to extrude it down far enough so that I don't quite reach my pentagon at the bottom. Then I'm going to click OK. Now, next thing we want to do is we want to shell this out. So I'm going to click the bottom. Then I'm going to choose shell. And let's see what 1/4 of an inch looks like. So I'm going to type 0.25. Try point 2. So I'm just going to leave it at point 2. Now, the next step, if I was to look at your curriculum, it shows that there's a chamfer right here. So I'm going to click here, and I'm going to click Modify, and I'm going to choose chamfer. And that looks like a little bit too much, so I'm going to do maybe 0.15. Let's see what 1 looks like. We're just going to stick with 1. Click OK. And there you have it, your screwdriver base. So we have the holes where we can stick the screwdriver pieces in around it. And we have the center hole where we can place the screwdriver.